What's up, world? It is your girl T. Alika Hickman, or my real name is Toni Alika Hickman, but I go by Alika now. So Facebook, I'm T. Alika Hickman. I like to think that everybody knows my story, but everybody doesn't know my story because everybody doesn't know me. If everybody knew me, then I'd probably be super large, But my story is long. I'm not going to go into everything, but my story is I did have a brain aneurysm, my second brain aneurysm and first stroke at the age of 32. And beyond that, I actually was signed to Swab House with 8 Ball, MJG, Mr. Mike. I was in the group NOLA, so a lot of people also knew me by Slim Goody. And I made this video because it's a whole bunch of points I want to touch, but I'm trying to keep it under some minutes. This is my third time recording. I can't keep it under the minutes. So we're going to try this again. Basically, in 2007 is when I had my second brain aneurysm. And the doctor shaved all my hair. And, I have a big cut that goes all the way down back here. And, so they had to cut all my hair off. When I came to, I couldn't walk, speak, add 2 + 2. And the doctor suggested to my mom that she actually consider putting me in a nursing home because it was likely that I wasn't going to speak or walk again. Gratefully, I can do both, but I walk with a limp. And when I first got out, it was a serious limp. And my hand, I don't know if you can see, but if you've seen stroke victims, right, they walk and their arm is like that, well, mine was like that, right? Okay, it's not anymore, but to each his own. I have friends that are still like that. So mind you, I was the diva of rap, I was voted in, I think it was Source magazine, that I was the hottest female coming out of the South. And, it just never happened. It didn't happen the way I wanted it to happen. So, after the doctors shaved my head and I had to get out of this therapy, I would say, I finally walked out of the hospital and they told me to keep chemicals out of my hair. So, I'm walking out of the hospital with a natural dude, and I was just like, not feeling it. And I had did my natural before, when I was on Swab House, I just always wanted to be different. So, I had rocked my kinky and was just rocking my kinky hair. And then I had, I would wear a perm on the ends. It looked kind of weird, but it was funky. It was my own funky. And so, when I got out, I was kind of forced to be natural, and I didn't like that idea. At that time, I was kind of obsessed with having my weave down to my butt and, wearing my high heels and all of that. So now you're telling me I can't walk in high heels and I can't wear my weave and my perm anymore? What's up with that, And so I couldn't wait for my hair to grow up just a little bit so I can get some braids in my hair. And I did that. I had to do it because that's where my mindset was at the time. I wanted to be where I can, have my hair flowing like that. So anyway, I did do that. And a friend of mine who I used to kind of deal with, we was friends before all of this happened. We've been friends for many years. And, he came to my house, and he was my kissing friend, though, just FYI. And he came to my house and was just like, your confidence is gone. My confidence is gone. Really? The man that I used to deal with is telling me that my confidence is gone. He was right. My confidence was shot. But I wasn't going to tell him that. I wasn't going to tell him, you're right. I was pissed that he acknowledged it, And, but after he left, I had to look in the mirror and realize who I was. So I took the braids out eventually after I had that conversation with him. And I started looking at my hair and how I was trapped in this perception of being a part of what America thinks I should be, or even what I thought that America thinks I should be. It goes deeper than that, right? So I took the hair out and I decided to finally come out of my shell and get out and be around people. And you know, I used to hate when people would ask me, oh, you had a stroke? Like, don't ask me what happened to me. It's obvious something happened to me. Let me deal with it, you know. And it's amazing because this happens to everybody. I'm not the only person. And I have a great friend now who went through the same thing as me. And, you know, we talk about stuff like this when we do talk, because people really don't know what it makes you feel like when you are constantly acknowledged for something that you had no control over. But it's a humbling experience, and I tell anybody I'm so grateful that it happened to me. Because see, I'm elevated. Now, I'm still street. Like, I'm still that hood girl that was singing Girls in the Hood. You know, I don't know. I had the mixtape with Chuck T. You know, the girls in the hood are always hard. Come talking their trash and we'll pull your card. Knowing nothing in life but to be legit. Don't quote me, homie, because I ain't said shit. That was me. I was gangster. I was so gangster. Gangster. But my message was always a message. Even in my most gangster songs, like, I've always had a message. But, you know, I've evolved. And I'm grateful that this happened to me because it made me humble myself and love myself from within. And even though I found that I had insecurities, my insecurities were trapped or attached to something that was all in my head. You know, if I thought that I didn't look good, then I reflected that. Or if I thought that I wasn't good enough, then I reflected that. And this is an ongoing process because we go through this, and women, we want to feel attractive. I don't care what nobody tell you. They might say, I don't need a man and all of that's just some bull. Because at the end of the day, we all want somebody to love, like we do. Now, I don't suggest settling for anybody just because. And I've seen a lot of women that may be in a situation that, you know, maybe something like what happened to me, where you had a physical problem happen, or a situation, not a problem, but a situation happen. And so you just settle for the man that you think is willing to accept you versus, you know, understanding who you are and your own strength. You know, for me, I'm almost 3 years celibate and I'm good. You know, I wrote the book Chemical Suicide, Death by Association, and I wrote it because the doctors told me to keep chemicals out of my head. And so when I acknowledged why, I figured everybody that had natural hair underneath them perms, they need to read it too, so we can come back to loving self. Because I'm about to tell y'all a reality. Me pulling them braids out of my hair and realizing who I am, that was a showing of a lack of confidence when I put those braids in. Some may not want to say that. They may want to say it was a new look. And now I'm not saying that because weaves and hair, you can add all kinds of looks with that. But for me, it was because I needed something that was long, that looked like them, that I can put in my hair to make me blend in. That was my issue. But we live in a society that actually promotes all of this. It promotes us trying to live up to a beauty that does not exist except from within. So we get the breast implants and we get the lip injections, we get the butt implants, we get all of this stuff just to try and blend in to what naturally is not us, you know? And I feel like If your boobs are small, then they're meant to be small. I'm just one of those people. I have small boobs, and I'm cool with that, you know. But I'm not knocking the ones who have gotten breast implants. Because see, when I put that hair in my head, I was the same way. Only thing is I didn't operate on my body. But that don't make me no better than you. Because it still was just showing that I was insecure. And to me, this is what I've learned through all of my harsh times. Like I said, I'm 3 years celibate, and I refuse to settle just because it might be a man out there that wants me. You know, I have to want you the way you want me, and other than that, I'm cool waiting. But you know, and a lady, an associate of mine, she waited 10 years before she even found her husband. I think that's beautiful. I don't want to wait 10 years, but I'm not forcing it, and I really mean that. And if that has to be my life, then so be it. Yeah. But anyway, I wrote the book Chemical Suicide, Death by Association, and I also did the documentary The 16th Strike, because we need to start healing ourselves. And through healing ourselves, that's where we develop our confidence. And we develop our confidence by, you know, loving who we are. So if you are an obese woman or an obese man and you lack confidence, so you may be voicey, I would say, in other areas, just to cover up that lack of confidence that you have within yourself. I would say the key is to just love yourself regardless, because that is what really shines, and that's what I'm learning. And it's an ongoing process. You know, sometimes I get hit with the reality that I can't braid my hair, and I get pissed off that I can't braid my hair. Like, I like the look of the crinkly when I can braid my hair and it comes out all crinkly. I love that, but I can't do it. And that pisses me off, you know. Or the fact that I can't run after my son or my dogs, you know, if they get loose. Like, it kind of pisses me off. But it's humbling. It's what it is. And it's like, okay, I'm in a situation where even if the worst thing happens, I have a support system around me that loves me unconditionally, and they really are here to help. So, you know, I've been on my own since I was 15 years old, and even 4 months out of the hospital, out of the wheelchair, I was back on my own in Atlanta. And it's just something that I've done and I've been taught in my life. And that's a whole nother story. I'm not going to get into that. Still went over the minutes, but you know what? Okay, I got one more thing and I'm be done. So my album, I did an album anyway, and it's called Cripple Pretty. And it's called Cripple Pretty because our world is cripple pretty. And I'm going to do a verse from one of my songs. It's actually on the 16 Strike documentary as well. And you can go to my website and support my moves. I also perform in different areas, and I also do public speaking for the Heart Association and other organizations that hire me. So I'm available for speaking, because regardless of what they said, I can speak, I can talk. Okay, so this is a verse from one of my songs on my album Cripple Pretty. It's sad, I gotta think of my own song. Okay, here we go. They say life's a bitch and then you die, but I believe life is a blessing if you give it a try. Pay attention to the signs, it's right under your nose. Like a dude with no condom getting under your clothes. Lord knows I done played with death. Having sex without a rubber is a gun in itself, and everybody done paid a price. I hope the price was right when you copped that ice, because when you copped that ice, your homie lost his life. Results of a game that he had to fight. His life was full of pain, so we blamed the whites for flooding up the ghetto with the cocaine pipes, and now the cocaine pipes got them losing their life, all for a $5 hit of the ice. And what's bad is I ain't no better than him. I just woke up before he did, and that's it. Cripple Pretty. My website is tonyhickman.com. And please subscribe. I'm going to be doing these YouTube videos often because I have learned the way to make them often. Okay, y'all. Any questions or whatever? I know somebody asked me to walk, and I got to figure out how to fix the camera so I can show you how I can walk, and I'm going to do it. I'm sorry, but I will show you. I don't have a problem with that. All right, I think I'm done. Okay.